Roadrunners. I'm here at Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida at the Saturn V Apollo viewing area. Check out this replica of the moon. Stay tuned for some cool highlights of this area and some read-aloud. Hey Roadrunners, here are the two texts I'm going to be referring to. One is called Moonwalk, the first trip to the moon, and the other is Space Heroes, Amazing Astronauts. They both highlight Apollo missions, which are trips to the moon, and the awesome part about it is that in 1969, which was 50 years ago, is when the first astronauts set foot on the moon. How amazing is that? So listen to the highlights, check them out sometime, come out my classroom, borrow them, learn about space and the moon in our library, and I hope you enjoyed Kennedy Space Center today with me. Space Heroes, Amazing Astronauts, written by James Buckley, Jr. On July 16, 1969, a Saturn V rocket carrying the three-man Apollo 11 crew lifted off in a roar of fire and smoke. 4 days later, millions of people around the world watched nervously as the crew reached orbit around the moon. Astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin entered the special lunar craft, which was called Eagle. Slowly, Eagle dropped toward the moon's surface. Armstrong guided the craft carefully to a safe landing. "The Eagle has landed," he said. After the two astronauts put on their special spacesuits and breathing packs, they were ready to leave Eagle. Armstrong went first. As he stepped off the ladder, seen right here, he became the first person ever to step on the moon. President Kennedy's goal had been reached by an American astronaut. Man's footprints will remain on the lunar surface.
Lights on. Down 2.5. Forward. Forward. That's 40 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Straight shadow. 4 forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little. Down a half. 30 seconds. Forward. Dust. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. ACA at a descent. Mode control both auto. Descent engine command override off. Engine arm off. 413 is in. We copy you down, Eagle. Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Moonwalk, the first trip to the moon, by Judy, Donnelly, illustrated by Dennis Davidson. Chapter 1, Moon Launch, July 16, 1969, Cape Kennedy, Florida. A huge white rocket towers against the blue sky. It is 36 stories high. It weighs over 6 million pounds. It is called the Saturn V. It is the biggest, most powerful rocket ever built. Today it is going to make the dream of centuries come true. It will send 3 men where no human has ever been before, to the moon. A few miles away, almost 1 million people crowd the highways and beaches. Small boats full of excited people dot the ocean. They have all come to see the launch. People are not allowed any closer. The danger of an explosion is too great. Around the planet, millions more people are watching their television screens. Everyone wants to share in the longest, most incredible voyage in history. As launch time approaches, 3 astronauts in gleaming white spacesuits walk toward the huge rocket. Their names are Neil Armstrong, Edwin Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. The men get into an elevator. They ride up to the top of the launch tower. There at the very tip of the rocket, a spacecraft is waiting. It is called Apollo 11. Soon the astronauts are inside the cramped spacecraft, strapped tightly to their seats. They are excited and tense. For many months, they have prepared for this journey. They know every inch of the spacecraft, every detail of the flight plan. Before I turn the page, let's check out this photograph. There's the 3 astronauts: Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins, and Edwin Buzz Aldrin. And the caption says, all 3 men are expert pilots, but each has been in space only once before. So I'll go ahead and continue. They are as ready as anyone can be to go into the unknown. Now their lives will depend on 9 million bits of machinery working exactly right. The astronauts wait quietly. Then over their radios, they hear the voice of Mission Control wish them good luck and Godspeed. It is time. Time to shoot for the moon. The countdown begins. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Lift off! The rocket rises into the air with an ear-splitting roar. It climbs higher and higher, trailing smoke and fire. Miles away, people watch in awe. They are deafened by the noise. The ground shakes under them. The rocket looks like a streak of flame. Can anyone ride in it and survive? This appears to be an illustration of the takeoff. Inside the Apollo, the astronauts are shoved back into their seats. The spacecraft jerks and rattles and sways. The men never look away from the controls. So far, so good. The first rocket stage drops away. Then the second. The ride gets rougher as the third stage takes over. Less than 12 minutes have passed since the launch, but the Apollo is already more than 100 miles away from Earth. Through their windows, the astronauts can see a vast stretch of their planet, land, sea, and clouds. The men are weightless now. They float about the cabin. They will orbit Earth 1.5 times while they make a last check of all the systems. Then they will set off on a straight course for the moon. Everything is working perfectly. The astronauts strap themselves back into their seats. Now they fire the engine that will send them to their destination. There is no turning back. The Apollo goes faster and faster, almost 25,000 miles an hour. Next stop, the moon. There it goes.
30 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. Straight shadow. 4 forward, drift into the right a little. 30 seconds forward. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. We copy you down, Eagle. Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
That flag is on a frame. There is no wind to hold it out like that, of course. It's a 3x5 flag, and it's got a frame of its own to hold it out.
Stage 1. So the test refers to the stages breaking off, the parts that break off stage 1. It says USA because they always have the country they're flying for. And then the American flag is next. And then that is the end of stage 1. To right here. Then stage 2 picks up. And this is what helps get it up to the end of space. It's not done yet though. And then the final one is stage 3. Last part right here. Out in front is the launch pads 39A and B. 39A is over here. And this one is 39B. And this is the Banana Creek River right here in front. And it's a viewing area, bleachers, so people can come and watch shuttles launch from out here. Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed the highlights of Kennedy Space Center and Saturn V, as well as the Apollo 11 mission that had its 50th landing anniversary this year. Stay tuned for more awesome read-alouds and places to visit.